Imagine young Barry and Milner stayed sliding doors. This is one I think about all the time. September 2015, Aston Villa 2-0 up at Leicester. Honestly, I will never, this is the perfect sliding doors moment. Tim Sherwood is in his pomp. Only months earlier he led Villa to the FA Cup final, having kept them up on a roller coaster ride, and they were flying, they stay up. And I always think about this one. So at the start of the 2015-16 season, Sherwood was making too many changes. They beat Bournemouth first, I think, and then something would go wrong, and then he would change something, and then something would go wrong again, and he would change it again, and it was like, what are you working on? What is the plan? It's okay to lose a few games. We're going to do that, but you don't have to make wholesale changes every time. Then they went to Leicester, and they were fucking brilliant. They were absolutely class. He stumbled across. He's done this before. 2 number 10s, Carlos Gill and Jack Grealish. That's why we have a category named after us. We played 2 number 10s and bamboozled them. And they had Scott Sinclair floating around. Agboldenhor was there, but he wasn't doing much. But and they were class. Grealish scored, I think it was his first goal in the first half, and then Gill scored late enough in the second half, or maybe halfway through the second half. 2 screamers. One was Grealish bending it with his right foot, one was Gill bending it with his left foot. And there he had it. It stumbled across this formation, and then I think it was in the last 18 minutes. It sounds so insignificant, but Julian Lescott gave away a corner that he didn't have to give away. He made a mistake and balls it up, and the crowd got up on their feet, and Richie fucking Delat, for the first time in his life, did something and scored a goal. And from that moment on, with 17 minutes to go, Villa were fucked. I've honestly, and I'm watching it from home, never seen an atmosphere like it. And then, the sliding doors moment there is that Sherwood then, instead of sticking with the formation that buried Leicester for 70 minutes, he changed it again. The next week, changed the team. Villa went on and got relegated. Leicester went on and won the league. So I wonder if they had just held on. If Lescott didn't make that mistake, Villa saw the job out 1-2-0, maybe even 3-0 the way they were playing, what would happen? I think they stay up. I don't think they get relegated from that, because I think he stays with that formation and that team. I think we see a Leeds style season where they're brilliant, they're electrifying, and they're stupid as well a lot of the time. But he's still getting praise all the way, and Villa are exciting. I think Leicester get relegated. I think in a last gasp ditch attempt to keep themselves up, they hire Remi Garde to try and arrest the flow, and then Nigel Pearson comes back that summer. Then on a white horse to great applause, and Claudio Ranieri just disappears into oblivion. But then off the back of that, Villa, a mid-table team, Leicester are gone. Villa replaced Idrissa Gana Gueye with Ngolo Kante, because nobody's thinking about Kante, really. They didn't win the league. And then there's a question of Jamie Vardy. He hasn't had that season. Do Villa stay, or do Villa get him? But I'm starting to think Sunderland get him. I had a look at the league. Sunderland stay up. They came 17th. So they're probably looking a bit more at the relegation fodder to see who they can pick off. And I think that's there's a signing that could change Sunderland's fortunes as well. They're not going to be splashing out for Will Grigg in League One. They've got Jamie Vardy under their nose. Mahrez is the other one, obviously, that left. I have a feeling he would just go to Liverpool or something. He's a Liverpool signing, or Brendan Rodgers would like him. Jack Grealish goes to Euro 2016 because Tim Sherwood's played him at number 10 the whole season, and he's shiting on about how great he is, like he always was. He was the one that said Grealish should go to England when he was starting to play really well for Villa, when he was at fucking Ireland. Maybe Grealish rescues the Iceland game. I don't think he does. I don't think he's playing enough, and I think there's already an argument about how much game time he's getting in England. But I do think that Roy Hodgson is the sort of character that could, be. He's always persuaded by public opinion, so I think he would bring Grealish along. But he would still get sacked after the Iceland game. Sam Allardyce comes in. Sam Allardyce probably recalls Micah Richards because he's doing well for Villa. And Sam Allardyce gets sacked. And then there's the question, who replaces him? Villa are fucking flying now. Don't forget this. Carlos Gil has become the icon we thought he could be, and they've probably signed somebody better because of this. Sam Harris is sacked. The country want Tim Sherwood in as England manager. Southgate failed at Middlesbrough. Fuck that. Sherwood has proved himself. Spurs and Villa. Sherwood gets the job. England go to the World Cup, lose to Belgium in the group, beat Colombia, beat Sweden. Do they beat Croatia? I know you think they do. I know you think that Tim Sherwood beats Croatia because he's playing a more front foot, uncowardly style of football. England are in the World Cup final, and only because Julian Lescott conceded a corner that he didn't have to concede, Tim Sherwood is not a World Cup final manager.
That is a glorious picture you've painted there. Just the idea that Roy Hodgson would have played Jack Grealish is definitely bang on. I mean, he was playing Wayne Rooney on the left wing. He needed anything in that situation. Yeah. Richie Delat, you said he didn't, for the first time in his life, he did something. Well, he also robbed a living for a year from Aston Villa.
Add him to the list.
Jordan Veretout and Idrissa Gueye were signed by Sherwood that summer. I mean, I would bite your arm off for that midfield. No, I'd bite it off at the fucking shoulder, to be honest. And the really interesting question is whether everything you said there had have actually come to fruition, is whether those two would have had the career trajectories that they've subsequently had they been subjected to Sherwood's nonsense for more than 2 months.
Yeah. Hang on, I don't like this. I don't like where this is going. But like it is like it's the Kante factor. Now, I know you're saying that Sherwood's coaching might have disabled them in the long run, but Kante not winning the league and not being in that spotlight, I think he is available for a top half team to just go on by because people aren't noticing him, and then he would probably get bought the next season once he has a good season with Villa. But like that,
Conan, Ngolo Kante is the most noticeable player I've ever seen on a football pitch. There's nobody not noticing Ngolo Kante in any game that young man has ever been involved in. He's literally everywhere, a phrase that gets used far too much. Ngolo Kante has a shot, the keeper catches it, and it's Ngolo Kante that's breaking up the subsequent counter-attack. I don't know how he does it. I mean, talking about Ezri Konsa being a glitch in a computer game there, Ngolo Kante is absolutely preposterous as an idea. Never mind as a footballer. He doesn't make any sense.
So you're saying 2016-17 Villa wouldn't have Ngolo Kante?
Look, I'm saying it's unlikely. I'm not saying it's definitely not going to happen.
And that's all I wanted.